Germany has begun random checks at its border with 5 Western European nations, expanding a system of controls already in place at its 4 other borders. Kiel, Germany, on Monday began random checks at its border with 5 Western European nations as it seeks to crack down on irregular migration, expanding system of mobile border controls that are already in place at 4 other borders. The checks began at the borders with France, the Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, and Denmark before dawn Monday and are initially scheduled for 6 months. Germany has already been carrying out the checks at its borders with Poland, the Czech Republic, Austria, and Switzerland since last year. Germany, a member of 27-member European Union, announced last week that it was expanding border checks to all 9 of its land borders this week as part of an act to crack down on irregular migration and crime following recent extremist attacks. This includes a knife attack blamed on a Syrian asylum seeker in Solingen last month that killed 3 people. The suspect claimed to be inspired by the Islamic State group. In June, a knife attack attributed to an Afghan migrant left a police officer dead and 4 other people wounded. The border controls are testing European unity because the border checks are seen by some as a step away from the spirit of the EU's free travel and trade agreement known as Schengen. The freedom Europeans have to travel freely across borders for work and pleasure is one of the most beloved benefits of the EU. Germany, the EU's largest country, is located at the heart of Europe and borders more countries than any other EU member. Some trade unions have expressed concern that the controls could hurt trade, but a return to a past system with closed borders and mandatory border checks for every person crossing the border is not in the cards. Still, German police said the extended checks already pose a major challenge to them. The head of Germany's Federal Police Union said anyone crossing the border into Germany should now expect to be checked. But he also acknowledged that given the length of the country's borders, police realistically won't be able to stop and check every vehicle. He noted that Germany has 1,400 kilometers, 870 miles on its western border, in addition to the 2,400 kilometers, 1,490 miles along its eastern and southern borders where the checks were already taking place. He said in an interview on RBB24 Info Radio that given the length of the border, permanent and intensive checks are not possible. He added that it remains to be seen how successful it will be in curbing migration and people smuggling. According to the EU, member states are allowed to temporarily reintroduce controls at the EU's so-called internal borders in case of a serious threat, such as one to internal security, but it also says border control should be applied as a last resort in exceptional situations and must be time limited. Such limitations are often put in place during major sporting events, including the recent Olympic Games in Paris and European Soccer Championship. The unpopular coalition government of Chancellor Olaf Scholz has imposed the border controls as it seeks to crack down on irregular migration after the far right did well in 2 recent state elections in eastern Germany. Another is coming next Sunday in Brandenburg, the state surrounding Berlin. So somehow some people in Germany, almost everybody in Germany welcome this border control. But somehow some people see it as a strategy for the opposition to win the upcoming election next year, September. So, politicians everywhere are just like, how do you call it? They are just like, I'm trying to remember the appropriate word, sales marketer. So everybody is trying to outmarket each other. Everybody is trying to tell you that they can offer better. So some people say that these border controls are a bit politicized, and some neighboring countries like Belgium and Poland are not finding these border controls funny, and they are already calling a meeting. It's only time will tell what will be the outcome of their meeting.